Honestly, I don't know how to start this video. Welcome to my first video. Well, technically it's not my first video. I actually shot a mini vlog, kind of like highlight video about my hike to Gunung Ledang with my friends like 2 years ago. It's up on my YouTube channel if you guys want to watch it. I think this channel moving forward is all gonna be about my ideas, my side hustles, my adventures, what I do, how I do, when I do, why I do what I do, and all like the little things in between that makes life exciting. At the point of creating this video, I am a project lead in a creative lifestyle events company. I'm also a freelance graphic designer. Take photos every now and then, both commercial and just for myself. I'm the founder of Aliwa Chess Club. It's like a street chess club in Singapore. There's a few more other things that I do and am gonna do this year moving forward. I'll share that in future videos. But anyway, a few days ago I asked some of my friends on Instagram like to ask me questions about my life, my work, what keeps me going, and today I will answer some of them, and I hope you can learn a thing or two. Alright, so let's just jump right straight into it. I have a question by Hafiz. Where do you typically look for inspiration and how do you approach networking? Well, to me, inspiration is literally everywhere. I think it's a bit cliche to say that. But I actually do believe that you can find inspiration, you can source for them, but you can't actually choose your ideas. The ideas choose you in a way. I don't know if that makes sense, but they come to us like a gift, and almost like a privilege. And when they come, there's an expiry date to it, and when it's gone, it's gone. That's why I have like this habit of like capturing ideas as soon as they come to me. I actually, oh, I wanted to show my phone, but I forgot it's recording. But anyway, I have this group chat that is just me inside. I'll just show it on the screen, some screenshots. This group chat is just like a platform for me to just anytime, any moment, like I'm walking, going to work, whenever I receive any form of ideas, I will immediately just text myself the idea, no matter how crazy it sounds, no matter how foolish it sounds. After a while, it could be like weeks later, days later, months later, I would like just revisit the text and I would like just read through. And if a certain idea kind of like still clicks with me, I would like, oh, you know what, maybe I just start working on it. So yeah, I think that's my way of like looking for inspiration. Okay, anyway, next, going on to the next one, by Hafiz again. Shout out to Hafiz, man. I've been seeing you hiking mountains. At the point of recording this video, I've been looking, you've been climbing a lot of mountains start of the year. Good for you, and I can't wait to hike my 2025 mountains. Going on to the next one, by Hafiz again. How do you measure your own progress / success, and do share some of your small habits? What I love to do most personally is really look back at this photo. I'm gonna put it on the screen right now. This was taken by a friend of mine. I don't know which year, many years back. It's a photo of me taken right in front of my home, and this home is a rental flat. I think some of the viewers probably can relate if you do stay in a rental flat in Singapore. What I believe, when we're born in this world, is we're born with nothing, and coming from like a less privileged family, although that term in Singapore compared to like third world countries means nothing, there were times like I remember in primary school or even sometimes secondary school that I had to like walk from home to school, which is, I mean, it's not nearby. It's like from Queenstown to like Jurong West, or Bukit Batok for my primary school. It was quite a distance, and just because I do not have like enough money for transport, like EZ-Link card to top up EZ-Link card and stuff like that, there are times where we didn't really have like food to eat. So like I would just like back then they do a lot of charity donations, like to the houses that stays in like those rental flats. They will like give like package of like food, and there's a lot of like Maggie or like canned food, and I would love to just eat the baked beans, you know, in the can thing, when we don't have like food to eat. I'm super grateful for those times when I received that. I started working like at the age of 12, and like my first job was like a cleaner, a night shift cleaner. With all that being said, like, you know, that's just like a small overview, or rather a small hindsight of where I came from. And with that being said, like, I think everything that we have right now, or rather everything that I have right now, be it tangible or intangible, you know, really represents progress. And while I don't like formally track my progress, I look at that photo to like constantly remind myself, like, you know, I'm in a better place right now, and I'm grateful for like everything that has happened, and yeah, both good and bad. Okay, next question by Laila, a friend of mine as well. Daily routine to stay motivated. Okay, ah, my answer is gonna be so boring. Like, this is my first video, but can I be like completely honest? Like, I don't have like any fixed routine to like constantly stay motivated. Like, we're all humans, and there are often many times, like, you know, we stay unmotivated. Sometimes for days, sometimes for weeks or months even. Like, I myself have like encountered months where I just don't feel like doing anything. Occasionally, I, just like many others, will go for runs. That really helps to, like, you know, just sweat myself and, like, you know, just suffer. I don't know. It helps. Honestly, it helps. Like, you know, sometimes I would just like, you know what, let's just wake up in the morning and just go for a run. Wow, you know, it's only like 7:30 a.m. right now, and I already completed a run, and like so many more hours left in the day for me to like do other things. You know, that makes me feel good. Yeah. Otherwise, I think I simply just hang out with my friends, like my closest friends. It's okay to just hang out and do nothing. Like, that's the best, honestly. Okay. Next question. I'm actually gonna summarize three questions for one answer, because they all sound similar. So the following questions are from Deirdre, Zikri, and Amira. So number one, what by Deirdre is what keeps you going. By Zikri, how do you manage your life, bro? And by Amira, how do you do it all, and what keeps you going? Okay. Honestly, guys, like, straight up, like, it just boils down to one thing. Like, just do it. Just like Nike says. Honestly, like, just do it. Sometimes, you know, like, you don't have to like have everything figured out. Like, example, Exhibit A, this YouTube channel. I've been like sitting on these ideas for years. I've been telling my friends, wow, maybe I should like start a YouTube channel, you know. And I only like acted it now. You know what, like, they say, like, the best time to like plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. So honestly, just do it. Just do, honestly. uh of course, like, having the right mindset is important, but let's be real, like, you also would need like tools and like systems to, like, you know, manage everything else. So some of the most basic things that I use is to stay organized and like keep my life moving forward, you know, with so many things that's happening all at the same time sometimes. Number one, hold on, let me just say this video is not sponsored or anything. I just want to like share a few things. Number one, Notion. Like, I love Notion. Like, it's my go-to for like tracking all my projects. And the best part is that it's free, so you can just like create to-do lists, you can plan projects, you can like keep almost anything in like one place. Like, what I have on my Notion is like my plans for like Aloha Chess Club. Partially, some of them are on Notion. The projects that I'm doing, like, I will keep track of it on my Notion. I have like my reading list that I have on my Notion. I have my travel planner on Notion. Like, keep track of the links. It's really useful, honestly. Give it a try. Basic Excel sheets. Like, I'm a sucker for Excel sheets, honestly. Be it for work or with ACC or anything else. I use a lot of like Excel sheets to like organize them. Honestly, it's like the best invention. Honestly, I would love to like share more of the tools that I use. If you want to hear, just let me know down in the comments. Okay, next question. what got okay, I love this next two questions because it's all about mountains and adventure stuff. Okay, so a question by Taufik is, what got you into climbing mountains? My first ever mountain that I went to, not hike, I went to was with my friends. It was in Langkawi. I think it's called Gunung Raya. We went there in 2016 or 2017, 17 I think, or 16, I forgot. We were just up there and just like sipping hot tea, and that was like the best feeling ever. But from that trip onwards, just love mountains, like the height that you're at, like looking down, you know, and like looking at the skies, so vast and clear. But the very first mountain that I hike is really a easy mountain. Like all beginners, no matter your skill level or your fitness level, I think you can do it. My first ever mountain that I went is Mount Bromo. It's in Indonesia, Surabaya. I would just like talk about this trip for a bit. I love it because I went there with a friend, Surajit. He's my secondary school friend. So we went there completely like, you know, like not really, we didn't really book anything. We went there, we were on a flight, and then we when we touched down, like when we touched down at the airport, we met this guy. He's a local Singaporean guy, but I think he has been to Surabaya before. And then we were asking like, hey, where are you going? And then he's like, oh, we're going to Mount Bromo. We're like, oh, okay, we're going to Mount Bromo as well. And then where do you stay? And then he was like telling us where he's staying, his homestay. And then we're like, can we like, you know, stay at your homestay as well? And then we basically just followed him, and like we spent the night going the streets and like eating, and then we hiked together, like we hiked Mount Bromo together. And that's where we met this French couple. I remember this French couple vividly because again, this is my first mountain that I've hiked. It's pretty easy. Again, it's pretty easy. So this French couple, I remember like the partner, the wife, I think she had one finger being amputated, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So that's something I remember from her. And then both of them were just like traveling and like hiking. And then we had a good conversation with them, and then we asked them like, hey, where are you going after? And then they were like, oh, we're going to Mount Aegean. So me and Surajit, I feel like we are like a good combo of like just doing impromptu plans. So when we went back to our homestay, we were like, should we go to Mount Aegean next? You know, not even planning anything. And then we're like, you know, fuck it, let's just go. So we immediately told like the French couple, hey, we're going as well. So we went to book our train to Bayuwangi. It was like, I think 2 hours train, if I'm not wrong. We ran, and then we hiked Mount Aegean with them. And it's one thing about Mount Aegean is one of the two mountains in the world that has blue fire at the crater. The other one I think is in New Zealand. I forgot what's the mountain name. But it was really remarkable. It's amazing. We had to wear like the gas mask because it's just full of sulfur everywhere, and you could really see like the blue fire like there. When at the time that I went, it wasn't like really big and like really flowing, but you could literally see like it was just blue fire. But yeah, after those two trips, like it really just clicks to me like I really love like the reward, you know, the rewarding feeling, I guess, that you get. You know, you hike for many hours, especially like, you know, sunrise hike. To catch the sunrise, you're like on a time crunch, you know, and when you're at like the peak, you're like, oh my god, the sun is like brimming up, and you're like, oh, I gotta watch it, I gotta watch, like be on time, and like, and when you reach the peak, you watch the sunrise. That feeling is amazing. Like it's fucking amazing. Yeah. Of course, the stars at night. That was like one of the times where I remember I made a remark. It's like it's when I came back to Singapore, I just told my friends one thing: is it's literally like Google photos, like Google images, like, you know, up in the sky. The stars is like you can literally see like every what millimeter, yeah, you know, in relative, like every millimeter is like there's like bright stars everywhere, you know, at night, and you look up because there's no light pollution or whatsoever up in the mountains when you stay there overnight. It's beautiful. Talk about like meeting new people, the journey, so many things, so many things. But yeah, those two mountains, all those really just got me into climbing mountains, and I've been hiking mountains. I try to hike mountains every year, and last year, unfortunately, I didn't get because I was occupied with work, and which is why this year I'm, you know what, really just gonna go ham and like just hike as many mountains as I can this year. My upcoming one is Mount Phan Xipang in Vietnam. I will also be making a video about it soon, so that will probably be out by first week of March. So stay tuned. Next mountain by Nemi is hardest mountain you've climbed so far plus your gear. All right. Okay, maybe in my personal rankings, right? This is not like in technical terms or like difficulty level of climbing. It's not the hardest, but I would say Mount Merapi was like the most difficult experience that I've had. The reason being because, you know, after going for Mount Bromo, Mount Aegean, I was like, you know, so confident, like, oh, it's so easy, just wear a jacket, get comfortable shoes, whatever, sweatpants, and just hike the mountain, just go for it, you know. But Mount Merapi, we went there and we underestimated the weather condition. It was raining. And I remember when we were up there, we were hiking up for the sunrise hike, it just constantly poured down and we were soaking wet. And imagine, like, you know, you're so drenched and you're up in the mountains so cold, you will freeze, like you will literally freeze. And I remember sometimes I couldn't really feel my fingers, and there was one time we were pushing ourselves, like me and my friend, we were just pushing. There was one time we saw this big boulder. Me and my friend literally just like cuddled beside each other. We just like hiding below the boulders. It's crazy. And I never want to like experience that again. So after Mount Merapi, I told myself, okay, let's just be prepared, you know, actually be prepared for all my future mountain hikes. Yeah. But in technical terms now, difficulty level, if you want to say like hiking which mountain, I would say maybe it's Mount Agung. It's not the highest mountain that I've hiked, you know. Kerinci is the highest mountain that I've hiked. I went there for like a solo backpacking trip, but compared to Mount Agung, I feel like Mount Agung is tougher because like the elevation of like it's all the way steep, right? You have to get all on your all fours, you know. You gotta go with your hands and your legs, and the stones are big to like climb over and over, and I was sweating, like, yeah. So Mount Agung is a bit hard. So but I'm proud, like, because I have friends. I went there with a group of friends, and two of them managed to summit to the peak with me, and those were like their first time hiking that mountain, and one of them is their first time hiking any mountain. So like, kudos. Yep. Okay, sorry, the gear part. I maybe I'll do like a separate video, you know, thoroughly about it. But to be frank, like, I don't have like complicated gears. Just make sure I have a great jacket. Waterproof is so important. I like pants. To be honest, any pants, any long pants, not jeans, but like, you know, any hiking pants. For sure, gloves. Glove is your best friend. Like, first few mountains I didn't wear gloves, but it's like whatever. But like after I started to wear gloves, it's like, oh, such an amazing feeling. That feels very, you know, like surface level answers. But I would like to highlight the most important one is like shoes. You need like the right shoes to hike mountains. That's for sure. You don't need like expensive shoes. You just need like good hiking shoes. Like, certain shoes are slippery, so when you climb on like rocks, if you slip, like, you might injure yourself. So you wouldn't want that. You want like proper hiking shoes. And like my most memorable moment that I remember is like, I went to get these cheap hiking shoes, like I think $15, secondhand from Carousel, and I went to hike Mount Agung with that shoe. And then when I went directly a few days after, I went to hike Mount Kerinci. I will show you some photos or videos in this, but oh my god, like just when I started to hike Mount Kemenchi, it started to like the sole of the shoe started to just thaw, and I was suffering in terms of like, you know, it makes my hike so much more difficult to go up. And I don't have ropes that I bring. Well, I should have, but I look at like the ground and I try to find whatever that I can find to just tie the sole to my shoe so it's like secure. And I managed to find some like raffia strings and I just tie it together. It's like there's this iconic photo I love so much. And I managed to get to the peak with that shoes, and I still have those shoes with me right now, and I probably want to keep those shoes. But yeah, for upcoming mountain at Fansipan, I will be showing a new hiking shoe that I'll be wearing. Stay tuned for that on another video. But yeah, I'll probably do like a separate video, completely just for, you know, hiking gears. Okay, next question. If today were your last day on Earth, what 3 life lessons would you share with the world? Is by V. This is a crazy question because like this reminds me of a book. The very first book that I read is it was a gift from my English teacher back in secondary school. It's called The Last Lecture by Randy Posh. I hope I pronounced his name right. Anyway, this book is about like his past experiences. Like I think he attempts to like give advice to his children because he had a terminal illness that he was suffering from, and you know, he just wanted to like leave his children something before he dies. But one thing I'll forever remember from it, and like the first lesson that I would like to share with the world, is definitely you can't change the cards you are dealt with, but you can change how you play the game. Like when I read that book when I was 14 years old or 15, like it personally just resonates so much with me. Like I keep comparing my life back then with like my friends, you know, like their upbringing, their household, their house, the family they're born with, and like it's so unfair sometimes back then when I was like, you know, comparing. And you know what, like everyone in this world like is born in different households and different upbringing, and I do believe like that's the only thing that we can't change when we're born in this world. Like you just like, you know, boom boom, born here, born there, wherever, right? But like growing up, I've always, you know, quickly after I realized like and believe like whatever comes next is solely up to you. Like with consistency and like conviction, you your trajectory of your life is entirely up to you. Like you can really change the course of your life, like if you really wanted to, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, that's that's like the first life lesson, I think. Second one, I would say very important. Remember this word. I hope this is the right way, or C word. Consistency. Wow. Be consistent. I tell everyone, I told my friends. However, I still struggle with it sometimes. But it's something that I keep on preaching. I keep on trying to practice and like maintain. You know, be consistent. Um, if you want to build something worthwhile, like you don't have to be a genius, you don't have to be like the most talented, you don't have to be like special. All you need to be is be consistent. Honestly, like I think there's like a similar messaging with a similar word. I heard this from the film called The Founder, and it goes, nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent won't. There are plenty of talented people who never made it. Genius won't. Unrecognized genius is simply a cliche, and even education won't, because the world is full of educated fools. And you know, like I said in the beginning, the idea chooses you. Like, and even so, when they do not come fully formed. You know, ideas only start to form as you work towards it. You know, another thing, I forgot who said it, but like, you know, you're crazy until you're successful, and then suddenly you're a genius. So yeah, let's just be consistent. That's all you need. Ignore the noise. Just keep on showing up. Be consistent. Lesson number 3. Okay. is definitely like to always be kind, be humble, and full of gratitude. um, it's it's so important to have those. Like I remember when I was 17 years old, I think I was 17, yeah, I went for like a solo backpacking trip to Cambodia and Thailand. And one of the things and intentions that I went was to visit an orphanage there, and like wanted to donate clothes to the orphanage there. So as I went there, I was like trying to find them on like Google Maps, you know, and I was walking like this alley. I was like looking, okay, right, this is the spot, this is the address, right? But I was like looking around, it's like everything's so run down, and it's like metal zincs here and there, and like I couldn't find where's the orphanage, you know. And there it was, right? Like those abandoned looking building, and very, you know, eroded building and with zinc and stuff like that is the orphanage. And like when I first saw that, I was like it just clicked to me back then when I was like there. It's like comparing like the life we have here in Singapore and like the life that they have there is, it's really different. Like I can still remember clearly that picture in my head. It's yeah. And that trip really just changed my perspective on like privilege, gratitude, and like, you know, things that truly matters in life. uh yeah, so uh just whatever that, you know, I don't know, like I feel like I have seen people who really made it, and like as cliche as it sounds, like they become like a different version of themselves. And I think maybe just one thing is like, you know, when you are blessed financially, don't raise your standard of living first, like raise your standard of giving. um, is so important, because there's always people who need it more than you, for sure, in this life. Yeah. And at the end of the day, of course, like I think every man, every person in this world, like ultimately, I believe it's not like measured by the money that you're left with. It's definitely measured by like the impact that you leave behind. And I'm just grateful, like, you know, so far the connections that I made with people are positive, and I hope that is a positive impact as well. Yeah. And you know, it's like in Singapore again, like I said, when you compare people who are like less privileged here in Singapore, um, uh, you know, like coming from where I am, like I back then, like, you know, it feels like I'm from like a less privileged family in Singapore. But like when I go to all these third world countries and like backpack, you know, and I see how the other people, how the others are living is crazy, it's wild. And like I'm just forever grateful for where I am, honestly. Like, yeah. I do want to like maybe just slide in one more thing. It's definitely one thing is it's okay to not know what you're doing. uh, I think a lot of people think that you have to know by a certain age or whatever. Like I remember when I was like a teenager, and I asked people who are older than me in their 20s, mid 20s, and they still don't know what they're doing. And I was like, I probably will know something that, you know, I probably will know what I'm doing in my life at that age. But like now I'm that age, like I'm 25, and I still don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. Like I just do what I do. And I would want to say that it's okay, like to everyone who's watching this. If you can resonate to me or can relate to me, and I really want to say that there's this common saying online, you know, like some people finish college and at 22 and like start their careers at 22, only to find themselves unhappy and then starting over at 35. And then like others working like a minimum wage job at 16, and then, you know, climbing up the corporate ladder and like happily retiring at 50. Some people get married at age 25 and then divorce at 27, while some people, like, you know, found a get married at 40 and like, you know, live the next 40 years with their soulmate. So it's really different. Like there's no right or wrong what you're doing. Just appreciate the moment that you're in right now. Have that clarity, you know. And there's this amazing quote by Steve Jobs. He said, he said, you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust those dots will somehow connect in your future. Like, you have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. And this approach has never let me down, and it has made all the difference in my life. Like, trust me when I say, like, this, I love this quote so much because uh, I evidently have experienced so many things that has linkage to my past. Like, you know, like many years back, certain things happen, and like now it makes sense why it happened, you know. And it's so true. Like, you won't know what happens in the future, and you can't connect the dots towards the future. You never know what happens, right? But when they do, after they do, you realize that it all makes sense. Like, so don't worry. Like, when you worry about the future, you worry twice. Like, you worry about the present, and then you worry about the future. So forget about it. There's like no right way to live life, and like there are no timelines, and you are not late. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Be chill. Last question, by Anna. What is your greatest ambition in life? I think, and I've shared this to some people as well. Like, I think ultimately, the greatest ambition that I would want to have is to really inspire people. So, like I said, you know, like, I think people are not measured by like the money that you have. Like, they are measured by like the impact that you leave behind. And I believe in like the whole snowball effect of like leaving positive impact to people that will, you know, roll on and like do more positive things in the future. And like, running a community itself, like for the past almost 4 years now, really taught me that, you know, you simply don't really have to change the world. You just have to change one person's world at a time, and that difference, that can make all the difference itself. And I may not be able to reach where I want to be in this life, but I hope at least it will open opportunities for my children to do so, or for others to do so. And yeah, ultimately to do good. All right. I think that's like the final question that I will answer. I feel like this video is too long. There are some things, just special mentions. Elfie, why July? It's a joke. Quick one. It's like, um, well, it's a stupid joke, but anyway, it's like, I'll just say it for the video. It's a meme joke. It says like, what's your favorite month? July. Why July? I never lie. Okay, whatever. Jamil says, ask, one club when. Yeah, I think Jamil has been like running with a one club, so I would love to join you. Sean, my colleague, how can I be as awesome and amazing as you? You are as awesome and amazing as me. Terry Koo, my colleague as well. Let's do tea or coffee soon. Looking forward to chat with you. Definitely. Let's do that. Okay, I don't know why I'm like looking at the camera by saying that, but you know lah. Okay, so we'll do that. And Hanis, not really a question, but really nice to see you thrive. Thank you so much. I think that's amazing. You know, like the power of social media is that, um, over the years, like sometimes you will forget, like, oh wow, like, you know, you have been around on that digital footprint for like the past 8 years, 7 years, and like the same people or like the same friends, sometimes maybe far apart or what, and they are just there, and you are watching their life, they are watching yours. And like, I have plenty of those moments also when I was like watching videos, and I was like, wow, I was like, you know, so proud of this person as well, you know, that they're doing this, they're doing that. And like, it's amazing that we share this life together, and we are able to see each other grow, and that's amazing. But yeah, anyway, I think that'll be end of this video. I will probably do another video in the next couple of days. I want to be more consistent in what I do. So yeah, let's just wrap up the video, and I'll catch you at the next one.